Strictly Come Dancing star Amber Davies may have just delivered back-to-back perfect scores with partner Nikita Kuzmin, but she is refusing to let her mind drift towards the glittering promise of the final, especially after Vicky Pattison's shock exit proved just how ruthless this year's competition can be. The 29-year-old West End favourite, who topped the leaderboard last week with a flawless jive and repeated the feat this week with a show-stopping Charleston, insists she is keeping her expectations firmly in check as musicals week looms. Speaking ahead of the special themed show alongside Nikita, Amber admits she has been shaken by how quickly the tide can turn on the Strictly dance floor. "I'm genuinely not letting myself think about the final," she says. "This competition is just too unpredictable. Watching Vicky go from the top of the leaderboard to leaving in the space of a week really hit home. You just never know. The competition is so unpredictable." Despite viewers declaring Musicals Week her moment and tipping her as a potential winner, Amber insists she has not allowed herself to plan beyond the immediate challenge in front of her. "When I said I was taking it 1 week at a time, I meant it," she explains. "I came into the competition in such a peculiar way. I was on the back foot and catching up from day one. I didn't dare dream ahead." The only time her mind wandered even slightly, she admits, was in the build-up to Blackpool. "The only moment I really thought about what might be coming was around Blackpool, when Nikita mentioned musical numbers were on the horizon," she says. "But honestly, if you have no expectations, you can't be disappointed. That's why I take everything week by week." Perfect 40s, but no room for complacency. Amber and Nikita's recent scores would be enough to send most contestants into the clouds. Last week, they earned a perfect 40 for their high-octane jive to Tina Turner's Proud Mary. This week, they returned to the top with a Charleston to Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat from Guys and Dolls, and once again, the judges' paddles showed 4 perfect 10s. "It was so undermarked again. Honestly, what is happening?" Amber jokes, her sarcasm underscoring just how surreal the experience still feels. But the reaction was overwhelming in the best way. "We weren't expecting those comments at all. I've been buzzing all week." Yet even a pair of perfect scores, she insists, does not ease the pressure. "Every dance is a reset," she says. "The jive is nothing like the Charleston. New week, new mindset. You can't rely on what you did before. You have to prove yourself all over again." Which is why, when talk turns to the final, Amber immediately shuts it down. "If you set yourself up for disappointment, that's on you," she says firmly. The competition is so high this year. Lewis is seen as the frontrunner, Karen's the dark horse, Vicky leaving showed how quickly things change. You absolutely cannot get ahead of yourself. Thrown in at the deep end, Amber's Strictly journey began in dramatic fashion long before she ever stepped onto the ballroom floor. Her phone call inviting her to join the show, she says, remains the greatest phone call of my life, but it came with intense pressure. She had been asked to step in at the last minute to replace Danny Dyer, who was forced to withdraw due to injury. "My agent told me to sit down," Amber recalls. "It was all 50-50 until that final call on Thursday night saying, 'You're in.' Then suddenly I was meeting Nikita on Friday morning and doing a camera block that night. It was the most wonderful, bizarre, terrifying 48 hours. Thrown straight into the deep end, she and Nikita had no choice but to click instantly. We had to bond immediately," she says. "I'll never forget the tremble in my legs that weekend. But I believe everything happens for a reason. I've learned so much, not just technically, but about myself. One of the biggest lessons has been learning how to shut out distractions, blocking out the noise." Amber admits that in the past, outside opinions could easily rattle her confidence. This time, she chose a different approach. In the past I'd let comments get into my head, but this time I put me and Nikita in a bubble, she explains. No social media, no negativity. I think I'm stronger than I realized. Nikita agrees completely. Amber was so ready to go, he says. She asks over 900 questions a day, I am sure. But that's what makes her so committed. She wants to understand everything. That resilience has been crucial as the pressure has ramped up week after week, with the stakes growing higher and the routines more demanding. Honoring Danny and facing the pressure. Despite stepping into the competition under such unusual circumstances, Amber has remained close to Danny Dyer throughout her Strictly journey. She's been so supportive, Amber says. I called her after my first dance and dedicated the routine to her. She was so complimentary. She's such a lovely girl. Comparing Strictly to her usual world of theater, Amber says the contrast could not be starker. On stage you do the same show 8 times a week, she explains. Here, you're learning brand new choreography every week under huge pressure, with millions watching. It's so much harder than I expected. A support network, and a steady anchor. Amber has felt the love from all sides, with messages of encouragement pouring in from friends across television and theater alike, from Love Island alumni to former Strictly champions and finalists including Aura Duba, Louise Redknapp, Ellie Leach and Leighton Williams. But one person has been her constant throughout the whirlwind, her boyfriend, Ben. His life flipped upside down as quickly as mine did, she says. He's been my rock. I couldn't have done this without him. Between long rehearsal days, emotionally charged live shows and the intensity of the competition, having that grounding presence has made all the difference. For now, Amber is keeping her focus narrow and her ambitions quiet. She still turns up to rehearsals with her notepad open, scribbling down corrections and counts, and refuses to let her mind wander beyond the next routine. As I keep saying, you just never know on Strictly, she says. And that's why I'm taking it 1 week at a time. Quote,